Hi and welcome to this Leaving Cert Higher Level Applied Maths video. In this video, we're going to look at the 2025 Higher Level exam and question 9, part A. This is a uniform acceleration question. Car using cruise control is traveling at a constant velocity of 50 kilometers per hour. The driver sees a traffic light 60 meters ahead change from green to orange, and the driver takes half a second to react to this. Calculate the constant deceleration required to stop the car at the light. So the first thing we want to do is we want to convert that 50 kilometers per hour. So one way to think about a conversion is that this is 50 kilometers per 1 hour, which we can write like that, which is going to give us 50,000 meters, and 1 hour is 60 minutes, and each minute there's 60 seconds, so 60 by 60 seconds, so 3,600, and that gives us 125 over 9, or in a decimal that's 13.89. Sorry, 13.89 meters per second. So the next thing we need to think about is that reaction time. So we need to understand that although the speed or velocity hasn't changed during that reaction time, they do travel a distance. So this is the distance traveled during reaction time. And because it's a constant velocity, we can use distance is equal to speed by time. So we don't have to get into our equations of motion here. It's very straightforward. So that is 13.89 by 0.5. And that works out for us as 6.94 meters. That's how far has traveled. Therefore, there is 60 meters minus 6.94 meters, which is 53.06 meters left to travel. So that's really what we're working with. So let's set up our VUAST here. So we're trying to find the deceleration. So we're really working with A. We want to stop. So V is 0. Our U is 13.89 meters per second. And then we have 53.06 meters left. So our formula is V squared equals U squared plus 2AS. So working with that, we get 0 equals 13.89 squared plus 2 times A, 53.06. So let's do a little bit of cleanup here. So we get 106.12A is equal to 13.89 squared, but it's on the other side, so that's minus 192.9321. Let's divide those, and we're left with A equals minus 1.818 meters per second squared. Or if you prefer, because the question asks for deceleration, we can give our answer as the positive version, which is 1.818 meters per second squared. So when we have A, we always use that negative to denote our deceleration. So part 2 then says, using the axis below, draw a displacement time graph for the motion of the car from when the driver sees the traffic light change. Relevant calculation should be shown in the space provided. So this was very, very tricky because a lot of the time we're working with velocity time graphs. And if you weren't reading your question properly, it would be very easy to assume that that's what we have. But this is a displacement time graph. So what we need to understand is the displacement from the traffic light. So it initially starts at 60 and it's getting smaller. So we're going to have a decreasing graph here as time goes by. We also have to think about that reaction time. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plot this point here. So at the very start, there is 60 meters until the traffic light. So that is a very easy point for us to plot. Then, because the driver is traveling at a constant velocity, the change in displacement is going to be linear. This is during the zero point 0.5 over reaction that they have. So we need to figure out, well, how far do they travel during that. And we've actually already worked that out in part one, and we know that that's going to go down to our 53.06. So bear in mind that when we did that calculation, they traveled 6.94 meters. But when we plot this on the displacement axis, so the y axis, we're plotting the amount left or the displacement left to the traffic light. So that here is going to be our zero point 0.5, so half a second, and 53.06. And we have a lovely straight line connecting it. Now, as soon as it hits that point, that means the reaction time is over, and then they start to decelerate. So the constant velocity is no longer there. The velocity is changing. What that means is our graph will no longer be linear. So there's a few important things that we need to work out, and some that we kind of maybe instinctively know. So from part one, let's remember that we have u, which was 13.89 or 13.9 just for ease, and the acceleration was minus 1.818. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and understand, well, how long until that driver reaches the traffic light? So we have worked out in the previous question the deceleration to get it to stop, but we didn't work out the time. So let's work with v equals u plus at. Again, our v is 0 because we want to stop. U is 13.9. We now know our acceleration is minus 1.818, and we want to work out our time. So working that through, we're getting it to 7.64. But bear in mind that because of that 0.5 second reaction time, the time on the graph is going to be 8.15 seconds. So that's what it works out as here, 8.15. Okay, so that is our second point here. So bear with me 1 second while I fill in the formula. It didn't work. So 0 equals 13.9 plus minus 1.818 times t, and then getting that out, that gives us t equals 7.64. But remember, this time it's working from after they reacted. So we have to add on that 0.5, and that's going to be really important as we work through the whole of the next section of the graph. So if you had a good sense of what's going on here, our graph is going to look something like that. Now, the question did ask us to draw it. So something like this is a sketch, and it's not going to get you full marks. But given the work you're going to see we have to do to draw it correctly, you might decide in an exam that actually you will sketch it and come back and fill it in if you have time. These are all judgments you need to make within an exam. So let's draw it accurately. So in order to draw it accurately, I'm going to draw out a little table here. So the first thing I have is my time t. That time is the actual time that's on the axis. Okay, so that t there. Then I calculate a capital T, which is what I need for my formula. So I take out that reaction time because that's the point we start decelerating. So that's what I need to put into my formula. I then calculate an x, a displacement or distance traveled, as ut plus a half at squared. And again, that's capital T. And that x is going to be how far we've traveled. But remember that on our graph, we're kind of working backwards. We're wondering how far is left until our traffic lights. So that s that we're calculating is our y-axis. Okay, so when we come along here, I can now plot all my points. Notice that my points are the lowercase t, so the actual time, and the s, the displacement. So our capital T and our x are slightly different, and they don't belong on the graph. So just bear that in mind when you're doing it. There's a lot that can go wrong. Now I've drawn as many points as I possibly could. So I'm starting at my 0.5 and I'm connecting them at every 1 second until I get to the end. Remember, we know that 8.15 0 point from the very start. I'm going to connect through it there. And we can see that we have this lovely curve. So what we have there is now going to get you full marks. But as I said, if you did a sketch, you're going to get the majority of those marks. So this was worth 10 marks in the exam. And if you felt that you were under pressure for time, because there is quite a lot of work in this for 10 marks, you again absolutely could draw your sketch, forfeit the few extra marks. You're not going to get your full marks. But then if you had time later on, that you will come back. This is something you can do with the functions kind of section on your calculator. But just be careful because there's so much going on with regards the time and the displacement. There's a lot that can go wrong. You have to really be engaged with this question. And actually, although it may seem relatively straightforward going through it within an exam when you're under pressure and when you've time pressure, this was a very, very tricky question. So don't underestimate it.